Hello, people. I titled this one Arctic Ocean. The reason I tar- titled it Arctic Ocean is because we're thinking, chick, what chick, and human rights, constitutional rights, independence. Now I could have named it High C, High 2C. Okay, so high HICC. It could have been spelled CC high. It could have been spelled high C. Did I say high C already? Okay. Chick chick, what it was like, well, ICHC, I don't know. But it's called chick. You don't know what chick is? Read some of that material. Go to the website, www.streetmeatcompany.org. Maybe you'll find some stuff. You also look at some other pages I probably have produced and put the information here. But anyway, the Arctic Ocean, Canada and Russia. We can sit there and talk about one place or the other. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I mean, why Santa Claus come from the North Pole. I'm like, we got people that like cold weather and people who know about the snow. Why aren't we up there? We had these people that say they're traveling different places, and I mean, it's one thing to talk about, going to some of the highest places like Russia and Finland, and then to talk about Canada and getting past one portion of Canada and going to the other side. But then the way this story is being told, not only looking at here it is some of the massive things that's been going on in the United States with people of color, black people, brown people, I said, name them all. Yellow people, red people, white people, people. You understand? But I'm like, wow, like for real, I mean, in regards to history, these people got us, hold up. Things that make you go, Then our conversation about human rights. And being able to travel and to relocate and to be and have a livelihood and to start a civilization, a population. Arctic Ocean. I know that there's been some effort to talk about Canada, but most of that was like in Quebec. Okay, we could talk about what's that other place again in Canada? What's that other place when we think about Canada? Yucatan. I know they've been talking about Quebec, but then Quebec. I mean, there's Ontario or Toronto. What about Winnipeg? Yeah, I mean, I've had some people. Oh, Vancouver, Alaska. Understanding the conversation and talking about Aboriginals and originals and natives. Now, I know readily I was the first one thing to talk about labor, Department of Labor, for here it is, them going back and forth with Mexico. Okay, but then I'm like, well, you know what? If they're going through all of that with that conversation, there were some Africans who were in Africa and they were moving from one place to another, and that place was going through Morocco. For all of us that be going back and forth talking about those Moors, we're talking about, the original people, the Moroccans and the Moors. I would like to know what is their argument or their defense for the people, the Africans, them that want to cross over from Morocco to get into Spain. No, seriously. What is the argument, or how? What is the defense, or what is the support of Africans crossing, being in Morocco, and then crossing over to Spain? So we're looking at Mexico and all this little immigration thing, okay? But then when you look at a border or a cross or anything like that, not that's also inclusive to Panama, Colombia, and Venezuela. Okay, they trying to make it seem as if people, but then I'm like, well, it's not like that when you go over there because you can get from Venezuela, Colombia, and then you could look at all the little islands like Aruba, Trinidad, and all that kind of stuff, and go into other countries. So right now we're looking at Mexico because you'll get some Mexicans that'll be telling you that they're from North Africa. Okay? They'll be like, oh, well, we come from the northern part of Africa. I'm not gonna go back and forth to argue with nobody about the Mediterranean Sea. But I just know that, honey, it's been a whole big old process, and like it's day and night. Okay. But I'm like, for real, what is, we're Moors, we're Moors. I'm like, okay, or the Morocco and the Moroccans, what is the argument or the protection, the chick, all of that that's relative to those Africans who are trying to get over from Morocco into Spain? And then when we're looking at these parts of the world like that, then the other cross would be the other passage would be Egypt, and then you have this big old thing going on with Palestine and Israel. They're making it bigger and bigger, and the Palestinians are getting smaller and smaller. You can rarely see Palestine right now. What you're seeing is Israel. Okay, where's Palestine right now on the map? You do see Israel though. Now, where Israel is right now, that was Palestine as we know it. Okay, so when we start, I ain't gonna lie to you, this shit is for real. I mean, now Israel is saying that they have occupied Palestine, and then you have right here, you have Egypt, then you got Mount Sinai, and then that little portion right there at the Gaza Strip, and then Israel is now owning the entire country, where it was just one little area. So for the Black Africans, outside them just traveling, let's just say them being on the borders of the Mediterranean, honey, there was a big, big thing with Libya, big thing with well, we didn't really hear Tunisia, but then you Algeria, okay, and then right here you have Morocco, and then you looking right here, there's Spain, and you know what? That settlement, you would assume that there would have been a lot of Africans who would have migrated this way because they're industrial countries. Now, I ain't gonna fib to you. Don't get me misunderstood. I'm readily saying there needs to be a move forward, meaning that we have people who, and I'm like, out of all the countries in the world, and that would be including continents, you can look at it either way you want. But why are we as a people clinging on to this African story, and then yet we're seeing it now ethnically change? And yet here it is. We could go back and forth. And a little bit again, tell me about them. We could be like, I'm just gonna put it like that. I ain't trying to make nobody assume anything. That's why the way we're gonna figure that out. I'd have been like, no, baby, we got your story, okay? And yet here it is. Y'all been contributors, so here it is, the melting pot. Now, in here, them people, but I'll be like the first woman to say, we could talk about it. So now that when we're looking at this little immigration thing, they want to sit there and talk about Mexico and then that little process. But what is the numbers, or what is the statistics, the statistics for France, for Spain, for Portugal, and Morocco, Egypt? Over Egypt, we got this all Egyptology. Mount Sinai, Israel, Palestine, Lord have mercy. Blessings be unto us. Israel, the Israelis. What about crossing over the river and getting into the Mecca from Sudan? Sudan done went two ways. And there's this, here it is, have these people just bordering around water. It's bordering around the water. And all that looking like it's looking. And you got these people talking about how they going to go woo woo woo. And then I'm asking the United States, because you know we're Americans. And we're talking about here, there's these situations there. And other people got places to stay, but yet we black folks looking like they looking. Arctic Ocean. We can talk about all those different places. But black people who are trying to cross over to France, Portugal, not just one, two, maybe there's a little neighborhood or something. I don't know. Heaven, whatever it is, you know. And so we're up here in Finland. There's Greenland. They want to be like, well, they want to have a little primitive. People say, give me some money. They want to exchange cigarettes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Alaska, Canada, and then the most interesting, not the most, but an interesting fact about kite. Kites. What do you mean by kite? Go look at the pages. It's there. Those who know, you know what I'm talking about. So now, when you're looking at the Arctic, there's Russia. You got little islands, them. I mean, I know that there's oil and stuff up there. So they got jobs, labor jobs. But then you're going around over here in Russia. And then you have, I mean, I guess I could name them all, the little seas and stuff. Lap TV and East Siberia. And then we come around, there's Kara, the little sea, there's Barrett Sea. They got little islands there. Iceland, my people. Iceland, we're in the Norwegian Sea, Sweden. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Over here, we're going to go over here. And I'm like, honey, they're at a process, okay? Okay, Zulu, Shaka Zulu, honey. Africa, Europe. And I'm saying that to say that the whole entire focus, even with people who want to be like, oh, I mixed, my people come from Africa. Oh, let's go back to here, there's Sweden and Finland and Norway and all that other kind of stuff. Estonia and Latvia, and here it is Lithuania and whatever, Poland. I know we got a few folks in Germany. You know what I mean? They want to say all that little mix in and all that other kind of stuff. There's Greenland. I say that. Did I say anything about Quebec and all that? That's Canada, isn't it? Crossing over to the Maine, you got Ontario. Now we start talking about that human rights and we're looking at settlement of people who are going these different places. Lord have mercy. We see in there when we in America, in the conversation about homelessness, you don't hear about those kind of homeless stories around the world outside of how the black people are living in America. What relationships in regards to our rights is the American people doing and talking to them outside of arms? I ain't talking about that bear. I would have been first. No, no, no. Let's look in different places. Right now, say it's cold up there. Do you think you become lighter if you go up there? I mean, let's see. Talking about, oh, well, here it is. They want to tell the story. You went into the sun, and that's how y'all got dark, and your hair changed. Well, we need a few black folks up there, and that's to see if we're gonna change colors. Look at that. And then, I've been having when we had that little war with Afghanistan, I was like, Lord have mercy, they've been over there in all those little stands, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and here it is, Turkmenistan. And I mean, we just allowing these people while we sitting here like fools. I mean, we can look over here if all you want to, but all these people is to be like, okay, we just gonna blend in, and that blend in was not here. It is beyond currency, but it was a lot of stuff going on. But we have all those areas right here. You know, we got people who retired too. Hmm. The people in the middle. The people in the middle. What that mean? Greenland? I do have some information on that. I think so. It's somewhere in there. Canada, right there, Russia. Talking about how they get along and how they get over to one place and another so quickly. People in the middle. I'm like, I know we got some folks that like the snow. They're going to Colorado. Oh yeah, they want to talk about that money. Well, the way they were going about it, talking about, well, here it is. These people, their little barter system was with sex. Well, I guess those people who were liking all that sex, they got to have a job somewhere to pay the person that they trying to get sex from. Hookle. Anyway, I just wanted to say that. I was like, oh gosh, Arctic Ocean. What's going on up there? We got any chocolate folks there? And are we talking about that immigration stuff? And we sitting here like, oh, we hear this. They coming to our border. They're taking our jobs. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Morocco. Black Africans, Morocco, and Spain and Portugal. Spain and Portugal and black people. Egypt. I just looking on the dang old map. Where's Palestine? Oh, we got these folks want to take on an argument about here it is, what was first, and who was here, and this one, and here it is, and our knees, and shit like that, bowing, it's all good. And then, this, that, and the other, and then here it is, the people, your stories. Just be realistic, honey. I understand we wanted to say we had a place inside the book, but then if we go and blending in, and then yet here it is, if we have, and it just look like it looked, I don't know. We got the state running around thinking like they trying to help the world and help us. Let me turn this on. My cheeks. It ain't my buttocks.